Well, I'm joined now by the Labour peer and the international coordinator of the Dominica relief effort, where Storm Erika has just hit. That's Baroness Scotland. Good evening to you. And we heard there that El Niño is being held accountable for torrential rain. How has Tropical Storm Erika affected the island of Dominica?
Well, it's absolutely devastated Dominica. It's the biggest humanitarian disaster, if you like, in the last 2 years. If you look at per capita and our population, we have a small population of 70,000. Every village in Dominica has been affected. We have 365 rivers. Virtually every river has broken its bank. There's been swamped by mudslides, and the rain has been devastating. We've got 31 people have died, hundreds have been made homeless, and many are still missing. So it's the biggest disaster in Dominica since Hurricane David back in 1979, and it's caused much more loss of life. So it's heartbreaking. What can be done, if anything, to protect islands and countries like Dominica from this type of, really devastating weather conditions, extreme weather? I think we've got to take climate change utterly seriously. Some people think this is just an optional extra. For islands in the Pacific and for islands in the Caribbean, this is our lifeblood. Many of these islands are going to be not only damaged, but some will even disappear unless we take real action. Now, we know the UN is going to have a climate change conference in Paris. There's some really difficult, challenging issues. I know that the Pacific and the Caribbean are saying we have to be harder edged in what we do, and we've got to do it together because this is affecting all of us. It's Dominica today, we know it's another island tomorrow in the Caribbean, but also in the Pacific. This is critically important, and right now Dominica is suffering a terrible loss. We think that we've probably had more than £250 million worth of damage. There's a suggestion that we are putting back infrastructure in Dominica by 20 years. So this is a body blow to the people of Dominica who are still in desperate need of relief and who are just spinning, really, in terms of the horror of what's happening to them.
You're Dominica's candidate to run as Secretary-General of the Commonwealth.
Yes,
extreme weather conditions, something that affects very many countries within the Commonwealth. Do you have policies or ideas in how to deal with this as a cohesive body?
I think one of the things we have to do is to know how to respond better. SEDIMA, which is the Caribbean Disaster Response Agency, have done a magnificent job, but what I have found is not every single country or every single region has an organisation similar to that. So when something happens, you know exactly where to go to, who to speak to, and how to get relief. And I think there's an opportunity for us to learn from what's happened and try and put some mechanism together so we can better coordinate, better respond, and actually get to know that this thing is going to happen more easily. We didn't know in Dominica. There was a very late warning. People looked and thought it was just another storm. Well, this storm has caused devastation. And what we're really seeing is that storms and hurricanes now are coming closer and closer together in terms of their impact. And Dominica is just one example of how terrible things can be, and we really have to make a better fist at coming together, working in partnership to deliver real change.
Have you been able to get the UK involved in the relief effort?
Well, the UK have actually been amazing. Immediately they gave £300,000 for immediate relief, but also much more significantly, we had Lime Bay, who was redirected the ship, which was nearly in the region, off going somewhere else, but they were sent to come and give immediate relief to Dominica. They had everything on it: water, food, things to make housing. So many people are homeless. So I really want to say a very warm thank you to all the international agencies, including here and abroad, for the things they've done, and our partners in the Caribbean have just been magnificent. They immediately came to the aid of Dominica, even getting the Prime Minister back on island because there was no way of getting in. Both airports were gone, and our friends, I think, in Barbados and Trinidad helped us with helicopters.
I want to take you back to a previous role, that as Attorney General under a Labour government. Obviously, you'll know the news. I know you've been out of the country, but where do you think Jeremy Corbyn is taking the Labour Party?
Well, I think you've got to acknowledge that Jeremy Corbyn got the vote. It's the most overwhelming endorsement, and I think that we've got to look to see what happens. The people have spoken. We all believe in democracy, so this is what we're going to see and what we're going to have.
Any disappointment on your part?
I think I'm disappointed we didn't win the last election.
Very diplomatic answer. Thank you very much, Patricia Scotland.
Thank you very much.